Hey there, fellow time travelers of television. Do you remember those days when black and white screens were our windows to magical worlds? The year was 1969, and H.R. Pufnstuf took us on a trippy, psychedelic journey that left our childhood imaginations running wild. Now, I'm not asking if you've seen it recently, but whether you've ever had the pleasure of watching H.R. Pufnstuf way back when. It was the kind of show that made you rush home from school, plop down on the living room floor, and let the fantastical adventures of Jimmy, his talking flute Freddy, and the lovably bizarre inhabitants of Living Island whisk you away to places you never thought possible. So, dear friends, tell me, do you recall your favorite moments from those enchanting episodes? Was it the catchy theme song that got stuck in your head for days on end? Or perhaps the mischievous Witchiepoo's constant attempts to nab Freddy? Or maybe you had a soft spot for our trusty mayor, H.R. Pufnstuf himself, always there to lend a hand and offer sage advice. I'm eager to hear your memories, the moments that made you laugh, and the characters that left an indelible mark on your heart. Let's take a trip down memory lane together and reminisce about this iconic show that shaped our childhoods. And now, without further ado, let's dive into some random facts about H.R. Pufnstuf that will surely tickle your nostalgic fancy. So, fasten your seatbelts, because we're about to embark on a journey filled with magic, wonder, and a whole lot of Pufnstuf. H.R. Pufnstuf, a beloved television series from 1969, emerged as a whimsical and iconic staple of children's entertainment. Created by Sid and Marty Krofft, this fantastical show followed the adventures of young Jimmy, who finds himself stranded on the magical Living Island after being lured there by the charismatic, oversized dragon named H.R. Pufnstuf. The series was characterized by its vivid, psychedelic visuals and an ensemble of memorable characters, including Clang and Clang, the bumbling castle guards, and Witchiepoo, the comically villainous witch with an insatiable desire to steal Jimmy's talking flute, Freddy. H.R. Pufnstuf's unique blend of puppetry, colorful set designs, and catchy musical numbers left an indelible mark on popular culture. Its surreal and imaginative storytelling appealed to both children and adults, making it a cultural touchstone of the late 1960s. The show's influence can be seen in subsequent works of children's television, and it has retained a dedicated fanbase over the decades, testifying to its enduring charm and creativity. H.R. Pufnstuf remains a vibrant chapter in the history of television, celebrated for its ability to transport viewers to a magical world where talking trees and living mushrooms were the norm. In 1968, the character H.R. Pufnstuf was born at the Hemmy's Fair 68 World's Fair. The Kroffts, creators of the character, produced a show named Kaleidoscope for the Coca-Cola Pavilion. The show's star was a dragon called Luther, who was meant to symbolize the fair. Later, they tweaked Luther's appearance and renamed the show Luthorland. However, a friend's suggestion led to the name Pufnstuf, inspired by the popular song Puff the Magic Dragon. Initially, Jim Nabors provided Luther's voice, but his recordings didn't work out. Lennie Weinrib, a mimic, stepped in and continued using the same voice for Pufnstuf. The show was a hit and got renewed for a second season by NBC. However, it turned out to be a costly venture for the producers. They declined the renewal, and the network had to air reruns instead. Interestingly, the concept of Living Island using buttons as currency came from Sid Kroft's childhood. When he was a child, he charged his friends with buttons, not pennies, to watch puppet shows in his backyard. This quirky origin story and the show's financial challenges make H.R. Pufnstuf a notable part of television history. It all began as a dragon at a World's Fair and ended up as a beloved character on the small screen. In 1969, the TV series H.R. Pufnstuf became a household name. But behind the scenes, there were some interesting stories. One such story involves Coral Care, a creative mind who contributed to Sid Krofft and Marty Krofft's project since 1966. She came up with the concept for Freddy the Flute as a conscience for Jimmy, one of the show's main characters. What's intriguing is that Care discovered 35 years later that Sid and two male members of the art department had concerns about it looking too phallic for television. This insight into the show's creation sheds light on the creative decisions made at the time. Another behind-the-scenes tale involves Marty Krofft, who took on guardianship of Jack Wilde while the teenage actor was in America filming the series. Krofft, a father of 2 teenage daughters, later admitted that Wilde's presence made his life quite challenging. This personal connection between the show's creators and one of its stars adds a human dimension to the production. The show's inception is also noteworthy. Sid Krofft, the creator, had just received the green light for H.R. Pufnstuf when his friend, writer Lionel Bart, sought his input on a rough cut of the soon-to-be-hit musical Oliver. After witnessing Jack Wilde's performance, Sid Krofft swiftly concluded that Wilde was the ideal choice for the role of Jimmy, with no other actors under consideration. This serendipitous encounter played a pivotal role in shaping the show's cast. In summary, H.R. Pufnstuf not only captivated audiences, but also had fascinating stories behind its creation and production. From creative decisions to personal connections, the series left its mark on those involved. The enigmatic audition that cast Billie Hayes as Witchiepoo and H.R. Pufnstuf in the world of 1969 television. H.R. Pufnstuf emerged as a colorful and whimsical children's show that quickly captured the hearts of many. One intriguing piece of trivia from the production of the series revolves around the casting of the iconic character, Witchiepoo. Only 2 actresses auditioned for the role, and it was a rather peculiar audition process that ultimately determined the casting. The first actress to try out for the role of Witchiepoo was Penny Marshall. However, the casting team didn't find her to be the right fit for the part. It seemed like Witchiepoo, the quirky and eccentric witch, required something more unique. Enter stage veteran Billie Hayes. She walked into the audition room and, in a moment that would go down in television history, let out a maniacal cackle that sent shivers down spines. To top it off, she hopped up on a desk, embracing the character's eccentricity in all its glory. Her audition was so captivating that the casting team made a snap decision, offering her the role on the spot. Billie Hayes' portrayal of Witchiepoo became one of the standout performances in the show, contributing significantly to the series' enduring popularity. It's a testament to the magic of television casting, where an audition can turn a relatively unknown actress into a beloved character forever etched in the memories of viewers. And while H.R. Pufnstuf may have featured a host of enchanting characters and voices, it was the unforgettable audition of Billie Hayes that secured her place as the iconic Witchiepoo. In the end, this fascinating tidbit from the making of H.R. Pufnstuf reminds us that sometimes the most extraordinary moments in television history can happen when the right actor steps into the audition room. In 1969, the TV series H.R. Pufnstuf burst onto the scene, capturing the imagination of viewers with its whimsical and fantastical world. One of the key inspirations behind this beloved show was the classic film The Wizard of Oz, which had a profound impact on creator Sid Krofft. As a 10-year-old, Krofft watched The Wizard of Oz during its original theatrical run and was captivated by it. He often referred to it as his favorite movie and a primary source of inspiration for H.R. Pufnstuf. The similarities between H.R. Pufnstuf and The Wizard of Oz are evident in the characterization of the witch and the trees. These elements borrowed from the iconic film helped create a unique and enchanting world for the series. Additionally, H.R. Pufnstuf achieved cult status over the years and earned its place in TV history. It was ranked 22 in TV Guide's list of the 25 top cult shows ever. This recognition speaks to the enduring popularity and influence of the show, which continues to have a dedicated fan base. Furthermore, the legacy of H.R. Pufnstuf extended beyond television screens when the Krofft brothers took legal action. They sued McDonald's for copyright infringement, claiming that characters like Mayor McCheese and Big Mac bore a striking resemblance to H.R. Pufnstuf and his world. The Kroffts also pointed out similarities between the living trees in the show and McDonald's apple pie trees. In conclusion, H.R. Pufnstuf remains a beloved and iconic TV series that drew inspiration from The Wizard of Oz, achieved cult status, and even became entangled in legal disputes over copyright. Its enduring charm and influence continue to be celebrated by fans today. As we bid adieu to the whimsical world of H.R. Pufnstuf, I implore you to journey back in time to that enchanting year of 1969. This remarkable television series was more than just a show. It was a portal to a realm where talking trees, living hats, and a friendly dragon named Pufnstuf awaited our eager imaginations. Think back to the moments when you sat transfixed before your TV screen, your eyes wide with wonder as you followed the adventures of young Jimmy and his magical friends on Living Island. The catchy tunes, the vibrant characters, and the extraordinary escapades, they etched indelible memories in the recesses of your mind. Now, I encourage you to take a moment to reflect. What was it about H.R. Pufnstuf that drew you in? Was it the quirky inhabitants of Living Island or the timeless lessons about friendship and courage? Perhaps it was the captivating charm of Pufnstuf himself, his loyalty and boundless enthusiasm. We all have our cherished recollections, our favorite episodes, and the life lessons we gleaned from this extraordinary show. Whether it was your first introduction to this fantastical universe, or a nostalgic journey back in time, H.R. Pufnstuf holds a special place in our hearts. So, let's share those cherished memories, the moments that made you laugh, or the ones that tugged at your heartstrings. Connect with fellow enthusiasts and relive the magic of a bygone era. Your stories, your thoughts, they are the threads that weave the tapestry of this enduring show's legacy. Thank you for indulging in this stroll down memory lane, for your time, and for keeping the spirit of H.R. Pufnstuf alive. Let's keep the conversation going, for it's in sharing our experiences that we keep the magic alive. Warmest wishes and nostalgia-laden smiles.